Beowulf was, I guess, a superhero of their time, their ancient time in Old English. Today we have in our new society lots of new superheroes because it's become really popular and it always probably will be. Maybe I think for our culture that he's most similar to maybe Superman or Batman because obviously physical strength and fighting for the people that like need the help, and maybe Batman because he is obviously strong and maybe he goes out on his own and always doesn't do things the best way he possibly could. But
well, I wasn't quite thinking Batman because Batman was more evil. I was thinking
not evil, but he's like he's a little bit darker. It's just the overall mood of it kind of.
That's why I was thinking more like Spider-Man because he was all about helping his city and saving the people until he did. Yeah, he did go evil at one point, but that's because of the black suit. But then he eventually went back to being good and loyal to his city and helping the people.
Beowulf never went evil. He was always for his society through and through.
That's why it's hard to relate to Spider-Man, and it's also hard to relate to Batman because the values that he shows in his movies is like can be viewed by two different sets of people. It's kind of like
it's all about defeating.
He goes around helping the city, but at the cost of innocent people.
They all have the same moral, basically defeating evil.
That's what makes a superhero a superhero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what our culture values.
I think like culture maybe for us is like maybe like Superman because of obviously his physical strength and fighting for like.
He's probably the best example.
I think he would be the best example.
I can see Superman.
That. You can't really single out a single superhero to.
Yeah, there's so many in our culture that
to show like the exact values and traits of Beowulf. You kind of have to generalize them and say that they overall.
Beowulf probably had a big effect on the superhero stories there are today.
Yeah, probably. But like I was saying, all the superheroes today, they all kind of have something in common, and it's just that they're helping their city.
That idea that someone's in danger, you gotta help them.
Yeah,
that's what
it's just like
these stories will always be popular. Probably,
I guess that also kind of shows that our nation values timing because in almost every single superhero movie, someone's like in the process of like getting abducted or something.
There's always ups and downs in each superhero
and they just come at the exact straight time.
Yeah.
And you can relate that to Beowulf as well because he comes like when this dude's just terrorizing the city and everybody's
comes
like
in and
thinks
destroys
them. Yeah. Well, everybody just thinks that they're
gonna die.
They think that Unfirst Kingdom is just done, and he comes in and just
saves them all.
like a superhero, exactly like a superhero.
And not only that, then he defeats his mom, and then later on in the story, his own people, the dragons.
And then I think superhero is also a good example because people start to respect him more and more as he makes more and
does more good for the people.
It'd be a stretch, but I guess you could kind of compare it how they have weakness. Obviously the dragon poisons a bit. Beowulf, and then there's also kryptonite for Superman, which is one thing he can't obviously.
Everything's supposed to happen for a reason, predestination.
Well,
and everybody, good point.
And how you could say Batman doesn't have any weakness besides he really doesn't have any superpowers, just money, but he doesn't really have he doesn't really have
that's another value that our nation shares because people value greed and money a lot.
Yeah.